Hi, Tea Society. Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we're getting into some more Bleach, episode 248, and I really should be memorizing these. But I don't know if we're going to be continuing with some of the action with this one, or if we're going to have a little bit of a regroup session, because Muramasa just became significantly more of an issue. So I don't know if we're going to be like, hey, let's figure out a plan now, or if we're just going to keep going headlong into what's going on, especially with Kenpachi. I know with the preview, he was like still doing his little fight and all that, so who knows? In 3, 2, 1, go. I really want to know what the plan is from, like, Muramasa. I want to know what his goal is. Because clearly he doesn't care about, like, the liberation of, like, Zanpakuto in general, right? So there has to be something with that. Ooh, I'm also just thinking, if, like, the Zanpakuto know that they're being used, right? Because, like, Muramasa was pretty, like, straightforward. He's like, oh yeah, I don't need you anymore. Does that mean we're gonna get them back? That could give us an advantage. Is it that simple? I guess they could kind of decide, right? With the other Zanpakuto that we've recovered. But I'm just saying, like, do you still just kind of undo some of the brainwashing, like, I don't know, disharmony between the Soul Reaper and their Zanpakuto? You know? We still don't know who's the mysterious figure. I am very, I don't know, I'm so curious about, like, the backstory, I guess, of, like, Muramasa. I'm like, how does one personify as a Zanpakuto without some kind of ability mixed into it, right? Like, the, like, manipulation or whatever, brainwashing. You know what I mean? It's like a chicken or the egg issue. Okay, Aizen wannabe. Just, like, have a moment. This was wild, though. Like I said before, surely the rest of Soul Society has an inkling of what's going on. I do love that we had the reflections of, like, blue in the eyes in the previous episode, and then we have this moment where, like, the flames are reflected, so we get the, like, warmer tones. Just constantly playing with, like, color and contrast and stuff in the series. So just, like, Shinsui is, like, always just, like, mildly inconvenienced by things that are going on around him. At least that's, like, the vibe he has. Hmm. Why? Is it better for him if y'all are trapped here? Kind of like before when they were buying for time? I mean, he recovered well. Yeah, the flames moved. Were you not paying attention to the other ones? Oh yeah, we did have some of that we were hinting at. And I was like, that seems like a bad experience for some of the people that have, like, a bit of a spiritual lean. And by people, I mean specifically my sweet boy Sado. At least you know where Byakuya is. It's always the same town. Conveniently. Inconveniently, I guess, if you live there. Oh, so it was you. It wasn't a coincidence. It was influence. I feel like there's some mistrust there. I mean, maybe it's because, like, Byakuya knows that there are some people here that, like, might be able to go up against Muramasa and, like, hold their own, right? For all of me being, like, terribly convenient that we always end up attacking the same town. But there are also people here that, like, can at least defend the people, as opposed to, like, you go to a town where there's no one who has any experience with, like, Soul Society or whatever. Hollows. How do you defend against that? How do you defend, like, the general population? Yeah, we had you fading before. And then you went to, like, the forest with the hollows. I hope she just drops him. Warranted. I mean, what an MVP of this whole arc. Yeah, I was like, there's still Zanpakutō around, right? Did you seal yourself inside with her? Seems like a dangerous game to play. I love how unbothered he is. He's like, I don't know, whoever wins, I'm fighting them. I mean, are you actually going to try and kill him this time? Because he's going to be pretty upset if you don't actually try. See, that's what I was just saying. So we defeated one of them. Yeah. Really no sense of self-preservation. Except on, like, rare occasions where he is at least like, I acknowledge that I might be out of my depth. Slightly, but that only makes me more determined to win. I don't know if that's the best tactic in the confined space. Oh, well, if it's not gonna be a confined space for very long, then it might be okay. Mm, I was gonna say, I feel like I know who we're up against, given the attacks. Style. We meet again. Rematch. The voice actress is quite good, to be fair. Yeah, we have more important things to be focused on. Also, it's Yoroichi. I think we're all in collective agreement. Come on. I'm getting the feeling that this is not being effective. Just a gander of mine. Cool. Oh. Well, then why are we talking about it? That's what I'm asking. Oh? I knew that he had to have a Soul Reaper. I was just like, where is the Soul Reaper? What do you mean revive? Oh. Hence the rebellious streak. So we've seen this before. To some extent. Look, I don't want to be that person. But y'all keep sealing people away and it's not doing a very effective job. I mean, at least we're acknowledging some of the, like, fourth wall of, like, we know we've never brought this up. However, for the sake of storytelling, suspend your disbelief. Naturally. I mean, you didn't put the seal there. I know for, like, plot convenience, there are some risks for you now, but all the butterflies again. I'm assuming because what that's where the seal is, maybe? Like, again, one of those crossing over points. Are we strong enough? Because we were fading, literally. Oh! Hello! Were we drawn to this place because of the power? Did we tell anyone we were wandering off? This is the, like, binding. Do not heal him. I know you have a good heart, but, like, not this time. This one time. And you should not just, like, voluntarily have empathy for people. As much as I love Orihime. Girl, what'd I just say? Unless it's gonna have some kind of redeeming moment of, like, actually people can have compassion. Okay, so we were just wandering off. I guess we were, like, keeping track of it on this side, weren't we? We knew that something was up. Awkward. Yeah, I know. Be a good person. I know it's part of who she is. And I adore her anyway. But still, you don't have to, like, completely help him. You know, just, like, a little bit. Just, like, so he doesn't die or whatever. Ooh, that's an interesting comparison. My sweet darlings. I was hoping that we were, like, not completely on our own. Just generally, you know, like, considering how much power Muramasa has at the moment, I'd like for none of us to be on our own dealing with it. I really feel like we need to try a different tactic. Oh, are we blaming ourselves because we got tricked into using our full power and it was used? Yeah. I was gonna say, we're not even going hollow. I guess, like, partly hollow. It's a cool image, though. It almost looks like a crown or whatever. Yeah, I was like, I feel like we can't just, like, brute force our way through this. Oh, awesome. Remember when I was like, I hope that's... I know 100% somebody noticed, right? It was a massive explosion. I hope we have a plan to get out. You, like, just let yourself be stuck inside the flames with everyone else. Understatement. I feel like heap of trouble is a mild way. Yeah, I think emergency is maybe more with the urgency that we need for this. What, you don't want to go after your Zanpakuto's power? Feel like that would be helpful. I was gonna say, are we fight because ice against fire? I was gonna say, are we stopping it? Like, no, we're just sort of blocking it long enough to give him a chance to get out. But again, is Toshiro just trapped now? I was gonna say, you haven't tried anything yet. I'm very intrigued. I already said, I was like, I want to know about Muramasa's Soul Reaper. I'm like, gotta be out there somewhere. Because we got the whole intro that's like, hey, Zanpakuto are born from their Soul Reapers. And they, like, perish along with them. And I'm like, okay, so if Muramasa is still here, then there's gotta be a Soul Reaper somewhere. Right? So I'm glad that we got some of that. I'm assuming that perhaps we wanted the power from Yamamoto, right? To help with that, but also maybe to know where it is, like where the seal is, and how, Koga? Is that who? The name? Like where he's even like sealed right now? So, I know I'm like, there's probably something. There's something probably in Yamamoto's head that we needed access to. And that was like the real goal, as opposed to like a rebellion. But I do think it's interesting that we have the rebellion, again, like being mirrored, because Zanpakuto are like a reflection of their Soul Reaper, right? So there is some of that aspect there. It's a long story. You are friends, despite the issues that have arisen in more recent storylines. Oh. Did we get something to help her feel better? Oh. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, poor darling, can't even win there. I guess it was a little bit of a regroup, and that we did have to come up with some kind of plan, or at least share some of the information of what is even, like, going on with Muramasa and, like, what the motivation is. But I'm very glad that we got some confirmation of who Muramasa's Soul Reaper is, because I'm like, there's gotta be one, because Zanpakuto don't just materialize out of nowhere, and that Soul Reaper has to still be around, because Zanpakuto is still around. So I like that we got some of that. I am very curious to know about, again, like the personification of a Soul Reaper. Like, how does that happen? Is that part of the illusions? Is it something that like Muramasa can just do because of the nature of his abilities, and then it's something that he can like use on other Zanpakuto? I don't know, but it's interesting because again, we've seen like a little bit of it internally, right, with Ichigo, but it seems like the other Soul Reapers don't know what their Zanpakuto look like. There was the whole point at the beginning where they're like, I don't recognize who this person is, and that this person is actually like my Zanpakuto personified. So I feel like it's not something that all Soul Reapers experience like internally, and some of them are aware of it and some of them seem like less. Like some of them are just like, oh, I can sense like the power and I'm very familiar with that specific ability, therefore I know that this is my Zanpakuto. So it does make me interested to just see if we get any explanation of that, or if it's just, again, a thing that we're doing because plot. Who knows? Again, if this was like a regular arc, I feel like I would be like, no, there's gonna be reasons for it, and I can stretch and see how far I can push something, because I just assume that Kubo, much like Aizen, is always a few steps ahead of me. Whereas with a filler arc, I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea how much I should be paying attention to stuff, but I hope that we get some kind of explanation to that. And at least we've got, again, like I was saying, we have some people in the human world that are able to hold the fort, if you will, in the meantime, as Ichigo is like en route. So we'll see if we end up getting out of this little trap set for us by Muramasa as well, and can come and give some assistance, because I feel like more help is better than less. So we'll see how that all shakes up, especially if like the Zanpakuto are allowed to do their own thing now. They're still fighting back. I'm assuming there's some like residual kind of manipulation and like brainwashing that's going on, so we'll see if that's like a little bit easier to break now that like Muramasa isn't focusing on any of that. But I don't know, we'll find out. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post a Bleach reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.